Welcome to Goodvertising or Badvertising. My name is Thomas and this is the Christmas edition where we're going to explore the concept of good Santa versus bad Santa. And when I'm talking about Christmas, I'm not talking about that Christian religious type Christmas where we are commemorating the birth of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who, years later got killed by the Romans, crucifixed, not really a happy ending to tell the children during this festive time, nails through human flesh and all of that. No, the Christmas that I'm talking about is coming from another sort of fictitious character, Santa Claus, and how so many brands and companies and all of us are basically using Christmas to make this big, crazy shopping drive where we're just urging everybody to throw everything they have in their hands and just go and buy more stuff, buy more stuff, buy more stuff. You need those shoes, you need you need that new bag or whatever it might be. It's a crazy time. I mean, I read this story, it's a true story, about this Chinese guy who had more than enough of his girlfriend's shopping, Christmas shopping. So he decided to jump off the balcony and fell 7 stories down and died. Poor guy. And apparently only because his girlfriend wanted to go into that next little shoe store. And yes, I know, I've had girlfriends who like shopping, admittedly, I think probably quite a few of us have had that. But I think I love life way too much to kill myself for another pair of Christian Louboutin heels. Honestly, I wouldn't do it. And 2020 hasn't really been the best of years. I'm sure we can agree on that. I'm in a way happy that I survived so long. Fingers crossed. But it kind of feels like one of those soft presents you get from your grandma, and you know that it's probably like a home knitted woolly sweater. But the 2020 version of that is it's still that soft present, but it's shit. It's like human shit. And it's smelly. I mean, that's 2020 for you, and you know that you're gonna have to unpack it, and you know that you're gonna kind of try and pretend like you put on this big bright smile. And I'll say that probably even during 2020, I don't think that yellow smiley can even keep his fixed smile. It's been such a crazy year for all of us. And so the big thing is really during Christmas now, what's the right thing to do? I mean, how should brands, how should supermarkets, how should malls, how should that little community store really respond to this super challenging time? Not to come off as a bad Santa. And how can they come off as a good Santa? What's the right thing to do? Because basically most of what we still hear is just go out there and shop. So you basically can't see the tip of the Christmas tree because of all those presents. And at the same time, most of us go through quite challenging times. I mean, the anxiety, people have lost their jobs, people have their hours cut down, people are separated from the people that they love. Maybe people even have a loved one who is sick or who's still trying to recover. Or people who are separated because of borders. And at the same time, there are people who are so willing to serve. I mean, police officers, nurses, truck drivers, farmers, or just the people, the store attendants that are serving you right now in a store, who are going to work and risking their health and their well-being to serve you. What's the right way to respond in a period like this? What's the right thing to do? So let's try and explore this Christmas narrative, because it's a different Christmas narrative this year, right? So what is the good Santa way of doing it? And what is the bad Santa way of doing it? What is the Goodvertising way? And what is the badvertising way? And I gotta say that this Christmas we've seen a few examples. I mean, some of it kind of feels like the traditional kind of Christmas record, right? You know, a lot of things about kind of community and love and coming together and respect and all of that stuff. And it is heartwarming and it is necessary during these times, if done authentically. That's up for you to judge. And we see lots of local stores that are encouraging people to come and buy. Because quite frankly, there are businesses who are struggling, who have a hard time, restaurants as well, big companies that have a hard time. But fact being though, that every dollar you spend in your local store goes back into the community and not into the pockets of a multi-billionaire like Jeff Bezos. I mean, what is he going to spend it on? Most likely a space rocket, like an escape capsule where he can kind of shoot himself up or off Earth if we are facing planetary extinction. Then he's in his little escape capsule with his jacuzzi filled with champagne and like bubbles, champagne bubbles flying around. He's like, nice champagne bubbles. At the same time, you and I, we're stuck here on planet Earth, you know? And we're stuck here and listening to all these Christmas narratives. And as in any other Christmas narrative, there's also a villain that's not bringing out the best sides in us. Who's talking about, hey, wait a moment, you ought to go and buy that shoe. You need that shoe. Or you need to buy that ring to your girlfriend because else he might leave you with Trump and he might need a new wife anyway. Or, you know, buy that new shiny toy car to your kids. They might not need food anyway. I mean, you know they don't like Brussels sprouts. I mean, nobody likes Brussels sprouts anyway, so go and buy it. And if you can't afford it, I'm sure there's a credit card company there ready to help you out. Why worry about losing your job? Or if you have lost your job, you know, you're probably going to get it back next week. Don't worry. It's going to be all right. And you know what? The only thing they're trying to get you to think of is that smile, you know? That smile on your children's face, on your wife's face, on your husband's face, on your grandma's face. It might be grandma's last Christmas after all, right? Or maybe we should really think about what truly makes us smile, what truly makes me happy, what truly makes everyone around you happy, your family happy. And I can tell you one thing, it's definitely not shopping, because the best things in life aren't things. I think if the pandemic has taught us anything, it's that. It's not about buying, you're not buying happiness. It's about being. It's about being together with people. So together, you and I can redefine what Christmas means. And you can help me out. You can help me change this Christmas narrative. So here's the plan, you know. Whenever you see something, you know, a commercial, a campaign, a message from a store owner, or maybe a new shiny, you ought to have this kind of Christmas collection thing, tag it. Tag the company and tag it bad Santa or good Santa. Bad Santa if you think what they're doing is wrong. Good Santa if you want to applaud them for doing the right thing. And remember to tag me as well. And if you're generous, why not throw in a hashtag Goodvertising or badvertising? By doing that, you can shock the people in customer care. Their smiles might not be as bright, or might be bright if you're giving them a good Santa. And after all, isn't it about karma? Things that comes around, like when you're dancing around your oh so sustainable reclaimed Christmas tree. I guess that's a good thing. So let's try and change this Christmas narrative this year. Because I think we all, during this really challenging time, deserve to smile. And if you want to have more Goodvertising or badvertising, I have an easily unwrapped press for you, because by the click of a button, you can follow the Goodvertising or Badvertising channel. So go and make that little Christmas click, 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 click. Have a Merry Christmas.